What's up guys, Perry from Rockville here, and today I'm going to show you how to set up your Rockshaker 15 to your home theater system. For this setup, all you have to do is take an RCA cable, plug one end into the audio RCA output on the back of your TV, then plug the other end into the RCA input on the back of your sub. From there, all you have to do is go into the sound settings of your TV and double check the output device. From here, we can set up some passive speakers so we're still hearing the high end coming through our setup. So for that, I just need a couple sets of speaker wire. I'm going to unscrew the terminals for the high level outputs down here. Then I can take my sets of speaker wire and plug one end into the left and right high level outputs here on the sub. Just make sure you keep track of which set is plugged into the left channel and which set is set up to the right channel. From here, you'll want to double check the sound settings of your TV and make sure that it's set to the RCA output. Alternatively, you can use the RCA outputs and plug that into the RCA inputs of your receiver that has your speakers set up already. From here, you can use the RCA outputs of the sub to connect to the input of your receiver so that you have your speakers set up as well. Another way we can set up our Rockshaker is with our home theater setup, like this one I have right here with the Bluetooth and my two passive speakers. Now, most home theater systems should have an RCA output to connect external devices like a powered speaker or a powered subwoofer. Or some receivers like the Bluetooth here should have a dedicated RCA output for a subwoofer labeled sub out. So this sub out would be perfect to use with our Rockshaker. So I'm going to take an RCA cable and plug one end into the sub out of my Bluetooth. Then I'm going to plug the other end into the RCA input on the back of my sub. And just like that, we have our Rockshaker set up to our receiver. But in case you're using a receiver that doesn't have RCA outputs, there is another way we can set up our sub to our home theater system using the high level inputs and the high level outputs on the back of the sub. So first, we'll use the high-level inputs of the subwoofer to connect from our speakers set up to our receiver. For this, you're just going to need two more sets of speaker wire. You're going to take one end and plug it into the high-level inputs on the back of your sub. Then you're going to take the other ends and plug them into the terminals on the back of your speakers, while there's also speaker wire coming out to connect to the receiver. If it helps at all, you can take the speaker wire that's connected to your receiver and the speaker wire that's connected to your sub, match the red wires together and tie up the ends like this, and do the exact same thing with the black wires. And once you have them joined together, you can plug them into the terminals on the back of your speakers. Another way we can do this is by taking the speaker wire coming from our receiver here and plugging them into the high-level inputs on the back of the sub. Then once you have your receiver set up to your subwoofer, you're then going to set up your passive speakers to the subwoofer using the high-level outputs. So we're going to do this by taking two more sets of speaker wire and plug one end into the back terminals of the speakers. Then you're going to plug the other ends into the high-level outputs on the back of your sub. So now that we got the sub all set up and ready to go, I'm going to place it on the floor, play some music, and hear how it sounds with the rest of our setup. So hopefully this showed you guys how easy it is to set up your Rockshaker 15 to your home theater setup. But of course, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out to our customer support team through phone or email. As always, I'm Perry from Rockville, and we'll see you guys next time.